Hey everyone, Jack Rack here, and today I'm bringing you some highlights from the Safari Cup in Montreal that happened this past weekend. It was the biggest tournament in North America to date, with some really talented players there. I ended up going 4-4 myself, so not the best performance, but it did go till 2:30 in the morning, so everyone was running on empty tanks, and especially I had done my safari that day, so I was already walking around for 8 hours. With that said, let's get into these videos. I'm going to show you a couple of my rounds, not all of them because it was an 8-round cup. I'll make another video later with all the matches, probably without commentary, but I'll show you a few of the best ones here, a few where I did really well, and I'll show you one where I made some really bad mistakes and how I could have done differently maybe to have a better outcome. So this is my team here. First off, we had Polyrath with the Legacy Mud Shot, then Power Up Punch Ice Punch. We have Haunter with Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, and Shadow Punch. Executor with Confusion, Seed Bomb, and Psychic. Azumarill running Ice Beam and Play Rough. Bastiodon with the regular Smackdown, Flamethrower, Stone Edge, and Noctowl with Sky Attack and Psychic as well. So for this first match I'm going to show you, we have Dre Killstreak, and his team is Skarmory, Charizard, Lapras, Ivysaur, Swampert, and Toxicroak. So right off the bat he's got 2 flyers I see there, so I'm going to bring Bastiodon, which will also partly cover Lapras. And to protect Bastiodon I'm going to bring my Confusion Executor, because the only thing I'm really worried about is Toxicroak there. So Executor will delete Toxicroak in about 3 confusions. So I got those, and then I'm also going to bring along Noctowl to cover that Ivysaur in case Executor gets taken out by maybe Skarmory or something. So here we go, leading with Executor, and I get a great matchup off the start. Swampert is double weak to grass, and I have that Seed Bomb, which is going to come out in 4 confusions. So here we go, and I'm not sure if he's going to get that Hydro Cannon, so I go for the Under Tap, miss it, still get it off before he gets Hydro Cannon, and this would kill in 1 shot if he doesn't block it. So he's definitely going to shield that, even though he's already taking a ton of damage from the confusion. Now he's going to come back with a Hydro Cannon, and it would still hurt Executor a good amount, so I want to block that and save as much health as I can. And here we go, and he had been saving up some energy, so he's going to get another Hydro Cannon off, but I don't want to blow 2 shields on the Executor, so I let him tank this, and it still does a lot of damage. He switches out right away and goes into Skarmory, and I'm pretty slow at switching. Had a little trouble with the confusion, so he gets a lot of damage off on my Executor, and I come in with Noctowl, because if I had I was a little worried switching to Bastiodon, because then I would take out his Skarmory, he'd come in with a fighter and just annihilate me. So I go for the kind of pseudo mirror match between Noctowl and Skarmory, even though Skarmory does win this. So I'm just going to fire off as many Sky Attacks as I can before going down, and then probably come back in with the Bastiodon and farm up a little bit of energy there. Yep. So I don't care what Skarmory throws at me here. He's probably going to throw out a Flash Cannon, because that's going to do way more damage than Sky Attack, but I'm still not going to shield it. Bastiodon can definitely tank a few of those. And there's the Flash Cannon. So I have a bunch of energy built up, but he switches back out. He comes in the Toxicroak. I come in with the Executor, but I didn't have enough health. I had a full Psychic ready to go, which would have deleted Toxicroak for sure. But I couldn't switch out fast enough before, so that really bit me in the butt. So now it's pretty much GG. There's no way I'm going to be able to take out the Toxicroak and the other low health Pokemon that he has. So that was round 1. and I could have switched out a lot quicker with Executor, and I might have been able to win that match. Actually, I definitely would have been able to win that match. So here we go again, leading with Executor again, and he's leading with Swampert again, so we'll see how this goes. See if he decides to do the same thing as last time. And he's going to stay in for a second, and I'm doing tons of damage with this Confusion. Go for the Seed Bomb. He blocks it and fires back with a Hydro Cannon. Like before, I'm going to conserve some health. Because, yep, there we go, Earthquake. Still would have hurt a lot, but... So now I should really just feint him down with Confusions. But he switches out right before that, switches into Skarmory, and I'm much better with my switch that time. So I still have Executor with a decent amount of health in the back, waiting for that Swampert. And now I'm just going to do the same thing as before. Let Skarmory hit me with whatever. Flash Cannon. And I'm just farming up energy. He's going to hit me with another Flash Cannon. And then I'm going to get kind of low, kind of dangerously low here. So what I'm going to end up doing is firing off a flamethrower there, just so he can't maybe pull out like a last minute Sky Attack and kill the Bastiodon. And he will most likely come back in with the Toxicroak and finish off my Bastiodon. Yep, there it is, and I was just a little bit away from a Stone Edge. Could have farmed up that Skarmory a little bit more. But coming with Executor, and his Swampert was way too low, so one Confusion took it out, and now it's over. It's over for Toxicroak. Didn't even need that Seed Bomb, really. All I need is 2 more Confusions, and he's out. So, good game. You know, started off with a bad lead on his part. Now here we go. I switched it up that time because I let Executor twice. So he's thinking I'm going to leave Executor, so I switched to Poliwrath, which counters Lapras. Now he comes in with Skarmory. I want to get out of there, come in with Bastiodon, and farm up this Skarmory just like we did in round 2. So now I know he's got Lapras in the back, and I'm saving that Lapras with, saving up that Poliwrath with its power-up punches that would take out Lapras very easily. And this time, instead of opting to just charge up energy, I'm going to just let loose flamethrowers. And he actually burned a shield on that. So that tells me that he doesn't have a fighter in the back to counter Bastiodon. Because, most likely, if he did, he would let the Skarmory feint, come in with Toxicroak, and take out the Bastiodon with a bunch of energy left over. So now I'm in a great position. Let another flamethrower off. And that'll take out Skarmory. And there we see that his third Pokemon was Swampert, which means, for me, Poliwrath can take out Swampert and Lapras no problem. I got 2 shields. It's pretty much game over at this point. So, smart, he didn't shield the first one, because it's going to be weaker than the preceding power-up punches that are going to come. Now I'm going to block this Hydro Cannon, because yeah, Poliwrath resists it, but it still hurts a lot, because it's a very powerful move. Here we go again, get the Undertap on that power-up punch, and this is going to do a lot of damage. He switches out, trying to soak up maybe a punch or two, but it doesn't really matter because Power Punch is going to demolish Lapras as well. Especially already being charged up twice. Look at all that damage. So now it was already charging up energy. I have another one ready to go. And just like that, Lapras is gone. So he comes back in with a Hydro Cannon, I believe, or maybe an Earthquake. No, it's a Hydro Cannon. So block it again. Now we're both out of shields, but I don't want to get hit with that Hydro Cannon just in case, even though I would be fine either way. So I throw in Noctowl to soak up this Hydro Cannon. And now might get to another one. Yep. So he'll get to another one. And now he's exhausted all of his energy. And Noctowl survives a little bit, and it's just enough to get that Sky Attack off, which should take out Swampert pretty easily. So good games. For this next match, you're going to see we have Larina del Calvo, and you can see her team here. We got that same Venusaur Toxicroak going on. So immediately I'm going to lead with Executor because that covers two really big components here. And you'll see in this match how well Executor can handle these guys. Now, because of that, I got to watch out for Charizard. I don't want Executor to get matched up with Charizard, so I'm going to bring Azumarill to cover that. And the other thing I would probably be worried about would be Bastiodon, so I'm going to bring Poliwrath to take care of her Bastiodon. So here we go with the Azumarill coming in against the Venusaur. This is a very rough matchup for Azumarill. It's doable depending on the shields. But I'm going to stand here for a second and get an Ice Beam off and see if she shields or what, and then decide what to do from there. So here we go with the Ice Beam. And she shields, so I'm out. Coming into Executor, and had enough time to charge up a Sludge Bomb, so I'm going to block this just in case. It could be a bait, but it ends up being the Sludge Bomb, so that's a good call. Now these confusions are going to do massive damage, and the fact that she didn't switch right away makes me believe that she doesn't have Charizard on her team. But she knew she could get another Sludge Bomb off, and I didn't realize that she had enough time for that, so I get hit and it knocks out Executor in one hit. Now I'm going to come back in with Azumarill just so I don't reveal my last Pokemon quite yet. And here she comes with Toxicroak. I'm assuming running Sludge Bomb. And I'm locked on a switch timer. So I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam as a bait. And hope that she shields. And she does. Now he's just definitely had enough time for a Sludge Bomb. And I have to shield this if I want to be able to do anything. Switch timer's back up, but we're both no shields. And luckily, that was a Mud Bomb. So I get off a Play Rough, which should take out Toxicroak, I believe. And there we go. So now we can see what the last thing is, and it's Charizard. So I'm surprised she didn't switch into that before, but I should have just enough time. Well, if I under-tapped, I would have got that Ice Beam off. But instead, I panicked, was over-tapped, and then didn't get it. So now I come in with Poliwrath, but Charizard's already pretty low. Now, I believe this was a mistake on her part. If she went for the Blast Burn, she definitely, I think, could have taken out the Poliwrath, because this Ice Punch isn't powered up at all, and it won't take out Charizard in one hit. Brings him low, but she definitely had time, because I'm using Mud Shot, does barely any damage. But generates energy so fast I can get another Power-Up Punch off, and it's over. So if she did Blast Burn there instead of Dragon Claw, might have been different. I'm not 100% sure if that would have killed Poliwrath, but it would have hurt a lot more than Dragon Claw. So here we go, leading with Executor this time, and I got lucky on the lead here. Like I said, it takes 3 confusions to take out Toxicroak, and she does not switch out fast enough. So now Charizard comes in to counter Executor, and I'm in with Azumarill, and it's over. Most likely. I can tank whatever she's going to throw out. And maybe she doesn't have Blast Burn on this Charizard, because that is a pretty exclusive move that not a lot of people had. So I'm just going to bubble this down, take whatever's coming. And now I got to play rough or Ice Beam ready for whatever's coming in next. And it's Toxicroak, but he's so low, I'm just going to bubble this down as well. Gonna shield, just in case it's a Sludge Bomb. And it wasn't even a Sludge Bomb, I should have been counting counters. But just taking out Toxicroak. Now she's down to her last Pokemon. And it's a Venusaur. Now this Venusaur's got 2 shields, but I have Executor in the back, which doesn't care about shields at all and will annihilate this Venusaur with a few confusions. So this was what I was talking about before. I really like the Confusion Executor because not only does it cover the fighters, it covers the other grass types, even if they have shields. And of course you gotta watch out for Sludge Bombs and stuff, but it still does a very good job at taking out both those classes. I let him take out my Azumarill because I know I have Executor here who just needs 1 shield to really get this done. So that's it, I get the Psychic off, which doesn't really matter at this point. We're already shaking hands. So there it is, good game. If she had switched out a little faster with Toxicroak, it might have made a difference, but staying in there for 2 confusions is just way too much, take way too much damage. The last match I have for you today is one where I messed up pretty bad. So here we have DJ Karna, and he has a pretty interesting team here with Lugia. I don't think I've ever played against the Lugia, at least not in the Safari Cup meta. And so I'm deciding what I want to bring, and I'm looking at the Ludicolo, and I'm very worried about it. And I figure he's going to bring that because I have 2 waters on my team, Poliwrath and Azumarill. It'll do work against them. So with that, I'm going to bring Noctowl for sure. And then I also want to bring Azumarill, I think, to cover Lugia and Altaria. And then for my 3rd pick, I went with Haunter, who I hadn't used. This was the only time I used him in the whole tournament. And I was thinking I could probably get off some Shadow Punches on Toxicroak or hit Altaria or Lantern with a Shadow Ball. But as you'll see, it didn't work out as well as I had hoped. So here we go, starting up the match. And I led with Haunter, he led with Bastiodon, and I knew this wasn't good, but I wasn't sure exactly what to do here. So I was like, I can come in with a Azumarill, I guess. Not sure. So I built up a little bit of energy, came in with a Azumarill, and yep, he switches to Lantern, which is not a good thing for me. So I'm going to go for Play Rough, the better damage per energy move here when you're going against Lantern. And he doesn't block it, which is good. But I know a Thunderbolt's going to be coming out any second now. And I definitely can't let my Azumarill go down yet, because I need it for that Bastiodon. So here I go for the Ice Beam bait, hoping that he'll shield, and then I would have to shield again to get off another Play Rough. And he does, he takes the bait. And I go for yet another bait, because I know that Thunder's coming, that Thunderbolt's coming, and I really need him to unshield, take that unshielded Play Rough, but he doesn't fall for it. Thunder comes out. Now I'm in not such a good position. So I let the Azumarill go down, come back in, with Haunter because obviously Noctowl is not a good idea, and get off this Shadow Punch, which should take Lantern out pretty easily. And it does. So here he comes with Bastiodon, and he's got a charge move ready to go, and whatever this is definitely going to take out Haunter because he's incredibly glassy. So I block it because I have Noctowl in the back, and we know how Flyers fare against Bastiodon. So here I'm going for the Shadow Ball because if I don't, he's going to kill me before I can get off another charge move. And he doesn't shield it, but it doesn't even matter because Bastiodon's such a tank. So now, not looking too good. I have no shields, and he's got a Bastiodon. And man, does that Stone Edge hurt. So he switches out so I can't farm up any energy and comes in with Altaria. And Altaria versus a low health Noctowl is not going to do very well. I don't even bother going for the charge move because I know that how this is going to end. So I messed up pretty bad there. I don't think Haunter was the right choice versus his team. So I came with round 2 with a trusty old Executor, and I get started into a terrible lead. So now I'm looking, and I'm saying, if I switch into Bastiodon, he's going to come in with something to kill the Bastiodon. I won't be able to take Altaria out. So I come in with Poliwrath to hopefully get an Ice Punch off, but he answers with Lantern. So now I'm just going to be throwing out a few power punches, doing as much damage as I can, but one Thunderbolt should probably take out this Poliwrath. And I know I'm in trouble here, but you never know. Yep, so definitely block that Thunderbolt, keep Poliwrath alive. I probably should have just gone for the power-up punch. I guess I was hoping, and I think Ice Punch would have done a little bit more damage to maybe knock it out, but I was wrong. So, and I was also getting really worried about him getting off another Thunder, and I panicked and hit the power-up punch. I should have just fainted it down with Mud Shot, and then I would have had at least a charge move going into this next matchup here. I could have blocked this, hit Altaria with an Ice Punch, and done a ton of damage, or he would have used his last shield. So that was a very poor call on my part. But I do get to another Ice Punch. I could have gotten to 2 probably if I hadn't used that power punch on Lantern. And yep, he smartly blocks it. And he's just gonna farm a little energy, take out this Poliwrath real easy. And now I gotta come in with Bastiodon, but see what he's got in the back, and it's a Bastiodon. So maybe I probably could have switched into, I did switch into Executor, but he was already pretty low health, and now I should have done it quicker. If I did it quicker, I might have been able to get a Seed Bomb off, but it wouldn't have really mattered. He would have got the Flamethrower and killed me, and he still has a shield. So now I know it's gonna be rough. Now, what could have happened here is we could have gotten all the way down, and I have a little bit more health than the Bastiodon because he had to use a Flamethrower on the Executor. So if we both fought down to the end, I probably would have survived with a little bit more health and maybe would have been able to take out the Altaria with a couple smackdowns. But the problem here is that he had a shield left over, so that puts him over me, and then he comes in with Altaria, and now I have to burn a charge move to take the Altaria out, and it's GG. I made a few too many mistakes in this match to salvage it, on top of having a poor lead. But no discredit to him, he was a very good player. So right now we're just finishing up the match and being polite, but we know what's going on. Comes back in, flamethrower ready to go, and that's gonna be GG for us. So thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this. I did a little bit more analysis than I have done in the past, and hopefully maybe it helps someone out, or maybe you get a little insight on some things you didn't think about before. I'll be releasing a video at some point of all the matches, probably sped up, if you'd like to watch them, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, feedback is greatly appreciated. Still new to this. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.